Hey everyone, this is Commander here, and I would just want to say before we start the video, Happy New Year to everyone. Hope you all had a good New Year's Eve, celebrating with family and friends. And this year I plan to post a lot more content, and this channel is going to skyrocket. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this new video that I've uploaded, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. The reason Mamamax drama has slowly been dying now at this point, and as we've all clearly seen now, due to a bunch of videos posting about the situation, that Mamamax has clearly fallen from grace. But I'm not going to talk about Mamamax today. I'm actually going to be talking about his accomplice, Spencer, who I believe is a cloud-hungry cloud chaser who's also an idiot for being groomed in the first place. I know, that sounds really harsh, but bear with me. I'm going to give you a couple of points that will prove that Spencer really was never the victim. And that she's just not only is she isn't innocent, but also is literally as bad as Camden Davis. Okay, so how do I explain this? Well, Mamamax, during his 3 years of research to the Camden case, has given us little to no evidence. The reason being is that, well, we don't know at all. Well, we do actually know is because he wants more victims to come out with the situation. And all we've known about is that, yeah, there's only been 9 people that have spoken out about the Camden case, even though Spencer, one of the victims, allegedly stated that Camden had hundreds upon hundreds of victims. And at this point, we didn't even know if she's speaking the truth or not, since it has been proven that she is not a credible source. And also, in a twist, and well, a not so sudden twist, that she has, with her own words in her own podcast, admitted to helping Camden and even herself luring out young minors to the sex cult. And you may be asking, well, Rico, why don't you cover about the Mamamax case too? Well, I've seen other YouTubers do a better job than me, and also just going through the whole thing just gives me a brain aneurysm. So I'm just going to give you guys a quick recap and show you a bunch of clips from different videos that I will send you to the link in the descriptions. So all the videos and all my sources will be credited in the description.
I'm so lost. I need an overview of this entire situation. What does Max have to do with this big girl being in a cult of the vampire? Mamamax made a video claiming that Camden Davis was leading a pedophilic vampire werewolf cult. Spencer was a victim that was brought forward to make claims about it in a 4-hour podcast. Okay, this has spun out into him being questioned about how he's dealing with this case. This has led to more scrutiny, spearheaded in some ways by yours truly, doing multiple streams about it, going into his old videos and digging into things, only to find out that his whole career is just a lie and a sham. He's a charlatan. He's never caught anyone. He's never gotten anyone arrested. He's lied and put out misinformation and put out fake information in order to bolster this idea that he's a pedophile hunter. But it's all lies, it's all bullshit, and it's all been exposed. Alongside that, a history of false allegations has come to the forefront, and people are literally having their entire reputation repaired by the excellent work that had been done by multiple people to expose Mamamax, such as Muthahar, who was falsely accused of being a pedophile when people came out against Mamamax with allegations. In response, he called Muthahar a pedophile, and Nightdocs, who he also falsely called a pedophile, but that's very recent. In terms of YouTubers, Tommy C is perhaps the most vindicated person in this entire story because he called all of this out years ago, pointed out what a fucking shithead Mamamax was, and no one really listened to him, and in fact stayed silent as he was attacked as a pedo defender by Mamamax. There we go. That's the story, summarised in as simple way as I can, leaving in key details. Lots of other stuff has happened. Lots of other side drama has spun off. And if you want to go ahead and watch it, I obviously, for the first instance, going to recommend my channel, but there's lots of succinct videos. The best one is probably Deorios' first video, which will give you a succinct summary of everything you need to know in about an hour. There we go.
So what bothers me is that, well, mostly about Spencer, is that she has proven to not even be, a credible source, and also has shown that she just wants the attention, or more logical or in a more reasonable way, allegedly, that she was just bitter about Camden breaking up with her. So now she's just coming out. Since if you look at her Instagram page or any other social media, she's been, I mean, she looked pretty happy before even posting about the case, but now she's been basically deleting some of her posts on Twitter for saying that, oh yeah, we're doing a stream about the whole Camden Gerard Davis thing, which in my opinion is pretty stupid, since if you claim that you were raped by a guy or assaulted or being in a weird cult, then why didn't you go to the authorities or the police to report it? Because they said that the cops didn't do anything. Well, it's no wonder that the cops didn't do anything, because you yourself didn't have any evidence for it. So no wonder that the police just didn't do anything and just left the case as it is. And well, it doesn't even help the Mamamax has never been in a court case. So it also proves that his previous cases of his previous predator hunts are all fabricated. So he's been lying about being a predator hunter, and he's lied about catching them too. But going back to Spencer, she has said in other streams that, why can't we get like famous YouTubers such as Markiplier, PewDiePie, or Shane Dawson, like really, really big YouTubers to talk about the case?
I think Spencer's a lot smarter than what people are giving her credit for.
What do you say?
I think there is a karma situation going on where Max has been fooling his friends, fooling everybody, and now he's getting fooled.
By her?
In a sense, possibly.
Well, I will say this. I've noticed this throughout my life. Maybe you've seen this, Chud. Manipulative people tend to fucking congregate.
Yes.
In my lifetime, that's what I've seen. Like, and everybody's just like eating each other. So I wouldn't, look, you have no proof of that. Either do I. But I have seen that pattern of behavior before. So, yeah.
I'm not saying that she's not a victim of Camden in any way. I'm not saying that. Okay?
Well, nobody knows. Nobody knows if that's true or not. So there's no reason not to say it.
Right. Okay. But I'm separating it, because at the same time, she was really like, even in the beginning, it was like, let's get them. They have a lot of followers. Let's get them. They have a lot of subs. And it's like, girl, what?
Yeah.
And she's really, really, really into what influence. And the fact that she's using influencers in the first place, we don't call ourselves influencers. We call ourselves YouTubers.
Yeah, only normies say that.
Exactly. I think she's a little starstruck, and that's what she wants to do. She wants to do this for money.
Yeah, sure. Who doesn't?
I think the starstruck claim is actually really good, and I think you can subtly notice there's that sensation almost of her speech and the way she's talking. She is feeling good about speaking to these big creators and engaging with them, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Do you remember the first live stream she did with Max when they brought up PewDiePie, and she was like, "Oh man, if PewDiePie actually talks about me, I'd die. That would be so cool." Like that was like,
yeah. There you go. There's somebody wrote this is Shiloh all over again. Boy, it does feel like the whole thing feels Onision-ish. Onision-like. Onision-ish. I think it's made up a word. Moon. Hey, Max, those QR code responses to Tommy from Pick a Side aged like milk, buddy. Thank you. Is you watching? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Well, the problem is now as well is Spencer has got, not just the financial incentive.
Yeah.
She's also got this clout incentive, because the more outlandish the story becomes, the bigger it gets, the more people might cover it, in her mind at least. So she's got every incentive to embellish and make it as big
That's
as
the whole problem with
can.
them living with her. It's like she kind of discredits herself by living with him. It's like a streamer house. It's not even a goddamn, it's not even setting out what they're set out to do. And I hope Max got his investment back, because there's like all these streams where he looks back at her to kind of support him, and she just looks like, I don't know what you want me. Like there's all these moments. Like,
I had one of my viewers say something to me, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. Where in the quote unquote cult, all right, she went like from second in command and recruiting people, and it's almost like she went from one to another for the same position.
Yeah.
Just like the mafia, dude. It makes sense. She's the fucking capo regime.
Well, I said that on Chud So. I said that what I feel is going on here and is like, yeah, you have a nice store here. Be shame if it caught fire. Or YouTube sense, it's like, hey, you got a nice channel here. It'd be shame if everybody thought you're a pedophile, you know. And then this proved it to me.
The nicest I could be. I could literally cancel you, Charlie. I could.
This is at least he thought he was a gangster.
And I'm like, why would you need to do that? Wouldn't it just be better to, you know, if you actually want to get your case through, go to the authorities, talk about them, have actual proper evidence? But I know that she wouldn't do that, since she would be guilty by association. And also, why I don't believe her mostly that much is because of how now she and Mamamax are trying to sue Muthahar for $1 million just because he's a famous rich guy. Which I just find, that's pretty suspicious. Are you doing this to help the victims? Or are you just doing this to get a quick buck? Because all of this is really confusing to me just to understand it all, since, I mean, just even me trying to explain it, you can hear that I'm just baffled by it all, since, yes, I've been watching like I have been watching a bunch of streams for hours just trying to like wrap my head around it all, and it's like, yeah, I don't even know how to even mostly process it all, to be frank. And it's just that this makes me upset, because now I've known people from I'm not gonna say the name due to, well, I want to respect their privacy, but I've talked to people from mostly Chud Logic streams, and they're very, very nice people. And what I've heard also that they don't like Spencer too, because they themselves unfortunately have been essayed before, and them hearing Spencer try to elaborate all this fake narrative and try to lie about it, or not showing any evidence or proof, it's really offensive, and I can really understand that. So, if this turns out, I could also be wrong about this, but if this turns out that Camden is proved to be innocent, despite all the stuff that's happened, then no, Mamamax should be in jail or get his channel deleted. And Spencer should be in jail for associating with him, or heck, might even be the one that did it in the first place. But we'll see what happens. I'm a little bit hesitant of posting this video, since, well, Mamamax has now been claiming other YouTube channels like Big and Small for privacy complaints. But I'm still gonna upload this video, even though I'm still gonna upload this, because all the evidence is not public, even the leaked Discord that got raided. So what does Spencer have to do with this? Well, Spencer was the one who originally talked about the case and gave it to Mamamax, because she wanted him to talk about the whole situation.
Let's just start from the beginning. I met Spencer. She told me what happened to her. I told her I was busy with other projects, but if you need me to hand this to someone else, I will. She said, no, I want you. And so, a few years later, I finally came back, and I was like, okay, are you ready? And we did the podcast.
What part about Max's investigations really drew you in?
Just his persistence on it and not giving up on it. Like, it didn't matter what anyone else had to say, he doubled down.
He gave up on everything. He never gave up on anything he didn't accomplish. You know?
And that's that's how I feel with the few people that are still in support of Max in this situation now. I feel that they felt the same way that I did then.
Okay.
Okay, Moon. No doubt some of these women felt wrong to victimize, but Max and his Messiah complex had to twist in a cult sex ring horror flick instead of directing them. Yep, exactly what I said months ago, buddy. I said it 2 years ago. Everybody ignored me.
How is it that you can waste 3 years on what could have been a solid investigation and decide to cover other content that people are now questioning the characteristics of, content that you have admitted to us is presented in a factually, misleading way, where we have to sift between fact and fiction, when you had something real? If you could put the case, something you believe so serious, off for 3 years, why do you give the average creator 3 weeks to figure things out? I've actually known more about this case in the last 48 hours than I have in the last 2 months. I even found a YouTube channel through the help of one of the victims that reached out to me. And they showed me how, yes, one of these channels exists and how they predate on girls in the Georgia area. These are things that slowly are being built up, but I'll get to that later. The other point is this.
But you can't just tell your story anymore. Now you need concrete evidence. Now you need to go to law enforcement multiple times. Now you need to consult with lawyers. We can't just listen to survivors when they're screaming for help.
Yes, you do need evidence. This is such a misleading thing by him. Yes, I get it. People do listen to survivors. There's nothing stopping the story of survivors being out there. You have put it out there. 4 to 5 hours. But beyond putting a story out there, if you want people to join your call to action and start going after and publicizing somebody who you are calling some of the worst names imaginable, then they need more than witness testimonies. They need corroborative evidence that can actually seal the deal or make a reasonable case against somebody. This is not some podunk crime we're accusing somebody of. This is the worst possible crime that somebody can commit. And everybody, including you, needs to have all of their T's crossed and I's dotted. This is a massive concern. Yes, we live in a world where evidence is also required alongside the story that is provided. And that's just how the world has always worked and how the world continues to work. It's one of the reasons why you were able to exonerate yourself and people didn't just blindly believe the allegations against you. If we lived in your world, Max, you would be one of the guiltiest parties imaginable.
Which has been the problem, to be exact. No one from Max's side has been going to the authorities at all. And when they've tried to before, according to Mamamax, there wasn't enough evidence. Which isn't that surprising to me. And the tactics that they've both been using have been very, very immoral. But what I mean both is that, yeah, both Spencer and Mamamax have been doxing the alleged predator's family. And what I mean by that is that they've, in live streams, been saying Camden's mom's name out loud and trying to track down their location. Which, yeah, it's really bad. And people have been calling out on their situation, but Max has just been dismissing those situations and even tried to use Spencer as a meat shield for the situation, trying to use her and other victims as a deflection tactic. In a Reddit thread, an alleged victim shared a post about their experience with Max and Spencer. In the video, you can clearly see that Spencer really hasn't done much to help with the person in speculation.
Okay, I'm going to come out and say this in the top so everyone sees it before I say anything. I'm not accusing Max of anything, neither Spencer. They have done nothing to me at all and have no ill will against them. Also, the contents of the email will not be shown because they have a lot of personal details and information I am not okay with sharing about my abuser's case. Now that that is settled, let's move on to my experience. One day before the Fight Me stream, I sent Max an email, my friend and me, that ended about 2 years ago that the cops at the time did nothing about. I went to the Fight Me live stream in the last 10 to 15 minutes. You can hear Max read my name and reply about me trying to get in contact with him about this. People were spamming in his chat for a little while, stating I was trying to, and that if he wasn't going to acknowledge, then give the chat a reason why he isn't. Max did address me in the end, telling me to reach out to Spencer via her Reddit, which I did, but Max personally never reached out to me or acknowledged I emailed him, and Spencer never responded to my message for a week. When I gave Max a follow-up email, I had found out the email was blocked. After seeing this happen, I'd gotten upset and I was worried I did something wrong, so I made this post here on this subreddit wondering what I did to fuck up, why I was being ignored, and how I could reach out again if I didn't do anything wrong. This was up for maybe a day before Spencer popped in and apologized for not getting my messages. At the time, I believed her and said, "You're all good," on my post. Then made an update onto my post saying they reached out and explained why they didn't get to me at first. Afterwards of the post, me and Spencer talked about my case, if you could call it that. After exchanging Discord accounts in the Reddit messages after finding out her email was full and wouldn't accept more emails, we talked about that predator. I'm guessing that's what the predator, right? Predator that had been harassing me and my friends, and that I had been willing to testify and evidence and link to his servers where he grew minors. But Spencer said she personally did not want them and would let Max know as soon as possible. After this, I go a week with no response, messaging Spencer again if there has been any progress. No response. Then a month went by and I messaged her again and she replied and asked me if I wanted her to make an NCMEC ticket on my behalf. I said yes and gave her as much info as I knew. Something odd that I realized only after looking at the messages a second time is that she never gave me the ticket number of the NCMEC report. So I don't know if she made the report or not, but I believe full-heartedly that she would and did, though I have no proof other than those messages to show that Spencer may have made the report at that point in time rather. And even now, Max never responded to any of my messages, at least that he will get around to my case. Oh wait, I'm sorry. At least directly to me. Here, get it together, Sen. After a while, I saw that Max was getting a lot of hate and stuck with him because I believed he cared that he will get around to my case. Then, I was notified by someone that people believed he lied about everything from his pedo hunting videos and getting pedos arrested. Spoiler alert, he did. He admitted to it on a call or whatever. I messaged Spencer asking her all my questions about what was going on because I wanted the truth. She did not reply that night, but did reply the next day on January 18, 2024, saying that the people bringing up the allegations were lying and that all would be revealed in the future soon. She also said that the pedo hunting videos were not fake, contradicting what was said on Mamamax's Discord call. She also said that Casey, the girl from the IMVU video, was alive, which Max did the same. Funny thing is that I went back and watched the IMVU video, and Max said that Casey was dead from, yeetus deletus. Yeah, we're bringing back that term. This is the end of the relevant timeline for me, and I only made this because I want my story archived in case it's needed. I do hate Spencer. I don't. Whoa, slow down, son. You can't be, projecting your own feelings onto this. Relax. By the way, I do hate both of you. But this person says, I do not hate Spencer or Max. Nor do I blame them because I know that they were probably just busy. But I don't know for sure. Made censors so the post might appear. Double edit. People think I'm the girl that was also listed. I'm not. I'm the guy.
Also, another thing that baffles me is the secret call with Mamamax, Spencer, with Muthahar, and Nicholas Deorios. We can clearly see that they don't know what they're talking about. That meaning Spencer and Max. Them wanting other YouTubers to cover their case, even though it doesn't make sense because none of the other YouTubers know what's going on. It's only Max and Spencer that knows the full context.
Well, I'm asking why you did not directly contact me, but contact us only in public streams.
Let's see, I contacted you November 27th. Max, I've seen your latest video. I've caught up with this whole situation. I have texted you.
What it felt like seeing him on streams?
You went on with Tommy and Luhrix and are sitting there talking to them when you literally haven't spoken to the other survivors.
Hold on, can you put Max on for a second?
I'm right here.
That was snaky as fuck, dude. Oh, I'm coming after you, Muthahar. Stand back. Spencer, can you tell him what you felt? You are literally just a little
because it
hiding
literally
behind her, dude. That's
Can you
disgusting.
listen to me? Can you listen to me? It was so fucking heartbreaking hearing Muta sit there and say that, oh, if this is fake, then I'll gladly put money towards Camden's defamation trial.
Yeah, if it is fake.
I thought you said it's fine with saying it's allegedly. Now all of a sudden,
it's real.
There's no like other side to the story.
How do you feel? How do you think that it makes myself and the other survivors feel when you're saying that? It is okay to think that, but you're going publicly and saying that to everybody else when you haven't spoken to the others. I'm just trying to understand, why would you do that without talking to us?
I've spoken with Max. Max is your representative. Max is supposed to be the one bringing the story across to everyone. And yes, if in the case that everything is actually... Why is it your job? Because you're the one who's like spearheading this. You're the one spearheading it. What do you mean? Fine, give it to Spencer's channel. Spencer, you upload this whole thing.
What? You're the fucking person who's running the investigation.
Oh my
this is your case.
Investigate this as well, and you haven't.
Yeah, why are you putting it all on me? Like, yes,
you're the fucking one bringing it. Why are you talking about this case?
I am the first one.
Yeah.
I do not want to be the only one.
You're the only one. Well, then you are the only one. You haven't convinced. Exactly. You haven't made anything compelling.
I haven't been listening to them. I've been trying to set up a call like this for months.
Yeah, and I've had a 2-hour-long call, and I'm not moving anywhere close to the situation. In fact, I have more questions.
Why can't you take initiative to talk to other survivors?
You're talking to shitter drama YouTubers. Why can't you take initiative? We're not the people who brand ourselves as pedo hunters. Like how do people have to explain this? You're the guy who gets paid for being a pedophile hunter.
I'm talking to you right now more than anybody else. I want to address one comment I made.
Like, the fact that Nick and Muthahar even let that one comment slide is ridiculous.
And them saying that, oh yeah, we need to reach out for more victims since, oh yeah, allegedly, because according to Spencer, there has been hundreds and hundreds of victims, even though, if you look at Mamamax's channel, where he posts about the survivors and his YouTube page, the only survivor there is Spencer. Nobody else there. And all the victims, allegedly, are just in their Discord server and mostly nothing, which... And one that is in the YouTube page, which makes a bit more suspicious that, oh, that Spencer's only just out there for the money while the other victims get to starve. Which, I don't know. That's for other people to discuss about. But as people are clearly shown, she isn't a reliable source either, because multiple times in most of her testimonies and other victims' testimonies, some of the statements are very contradictory. Also, even in her statements, Spencer has clearly said that she has been an associate with Camden Davis, which means that she has also lured in younger victims to the snatch cult. Means that she isn't as innocent as she claims to be.
Literally a public post from this Camden individual saying, getting sucked by Kirby equals raisin balls. What is the context here?
Oh, I think I know.
Cementing that this guy has hundreds of victims, but zero evidence of even one existing. And when it comes to Camden's supposed victim, Spencer, her testimony is just absurd.
On March 18th, 2016, Spencer, a 16-year-old girl from Wiley, Texas, mysteriously disappeared, lured by the illusion of joining a supernatural family as a vampire on some random corner of the internet. She actually found herself ensnared in a dangerous sex cult led by a child predator posing as a werewolf god.
Wait, so what did he convince you to be? Like a werewolf or vampire? What are we talking here?
he convinced me that I was a vampire, and then later on, after he quote unquote broke up with me, I was a hybrid of a werewolf and a vampire.
Oh, a hybrid. Okay.
Yeah, he got deep into it.
That's all of Max's evidence. Random messages and a statement that is insane. It's rapist Twilight, apparently. If you're 16 years old and you want to bang a guy because you think he's a werewolf, an actual werewolf, then you deserve to be groomed. Am I allowed to say that? Because it's how I really feel. Your parents failed you.
You fat, fucking, disgusting, ass-smelling, blob, cheese drinking, Crisco bathing, lard gargling, calorie thieving, cabbage patch face having, Dr. Robotnik looking, Wingstop eating, McDonald's gorging, T-Rex arm having, non-vegetable eating, cook on a George Foreman grill just to drink out the drip tray, wide load, hungry hippo, planet, pretending to have a fucking thyroid problem, whale, slash free willy, parked bus, Yokozuna, Flubber, Kirby, Salad Dodger, Chair Crusher, Butterball, go to Subway but put everything on it, Michelin Man, happy because Hostess is back in business, motherfucker.
So this clearly shows that they have a problem with this, since now Max has been trying to strike down other YouTubers for talking about Spencer. For example, a YouTuber named MrSEN, who's been covering the topics about Spencer, has been getting his videos claimed. And also, huge shout out to MrSEN for the footage.
Stuff that's dropped. There's a mega thread apparently now on Kiwi Farms. The Mamamax leakers said, YouTubers keep claiming they were sent everything, but we have access to some more information. Dropping this silly little thing tomorrow. Everyone should be focused on Spencer. They're the ones behind everything. All of this is intentionally meant to get the case thrown. Now, things start fitting in place as Spencer did have her own pack in the cult. And you can go ahead and read this right here. This person, who I presume is Camden, says, "This is so insane. Dear everyone reading this foolishness, this is exactly what happened. These two young women were removed from a chat of people who were getting along and being civil. They always cause problems and issues by making assumptions with no foundation of proof. Once they were removed, peace was restored and everyone had been happy since. I dated Shelby, aka X Lacoste Dance." And by the way, Shelby is Spencer. It was her Tumblr username at the time. So that's Spencer. And let's continue on. I dated Shelby, okay, Spencer, we'll just call her Spencer now. I dated Spencer, and once I moved on, she became petty and angry at the fact that I no longer loved her the way I once did. Never hurt either of them. Then, once it was supposed to be squashed and we go our separate ways, I decided to keep it going by messaging people's parents and entertaining them to the point where I have to talk to these people, convince them not to press charges for harassment. It's truly unfortunate how they feel, but this is out of hand. This kind of goes hand in hand with what I'm about to show you right now. Now, gonna cut off the visuals halfway, but I'll leave the audio playing. The reason I'm gonna cut off the visuals is because it's actually, well, it gets a little steamy, let's say, between Camden and Shelby, aka Spencer.
I will break your fingers.
Have you done it already?
True, and I'll do it again. What the fuck? Oh dear Lord. Babe, why?
This is apparently the dangerous Camden Gerard Davis. Spencer had to run for her life from this person. Apparently. But then we go on even more, and there are more leaks, and more keep just piling up. Entire file, and again, you can access this all on Kiwi Farms now. Presumably the leaker has dropped just about everything, so you don't need to be reliant on YouTubers that are only in this for themselves, making them look better, and also dropping people at the drop of a hat. Here we have Spencer begging and pleading for them to come back. So I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say that the one in red is Spencer? He's gonna say, possibly. There she says, what the fuck, I'm trying to calm down. Seriously? Are you seriously just going to leave like that? Let's get another account of how Spencer acts, or rather Shelby, you know. This person over here says, I don't know who any of you are except Ella, but I do know you guys are obsessed with, or friends, or whatever, with this psycho Cleo, or Spencer, aka Shelby, as I like to call her. Let me tell you a little something about Spencer. She is a liar. She's nothing but a liar. Now I can say this because I know her. I went to school with her. I was the reason she met Cade. She likes to claim that I raped her, fisted her till she bled and cried, da-da-da-da. All this shit bullshit never happened. She also says that Cade raped me. But funny thing is, I actually engaged to Cade. So he did rape. If he did rape me, it would have been consensual. See, the thing about Shelby is that she is a manipulative liar, and this isn't an over-exaggeration. Ask anyone who's ever actually met her. I share an ex with her, and even she agrees that Shelby is fucking batshit crazy. I'm sick and tired of seeing Shelby all over Ella's friends and family's page, so you either tell her to stop it immediately, or tell her that I'll see her and Leah soon, because I know where Shelby lives, I know where her parents live, and I know where her grandparents live. I will also be calling the cops and filing a police report for harassment if this doesn't stop. I don't give a fuck how many rape allocations she has. If she doesn't have the DNA to prove it, then it won't come through. I'm not someone to fuck with because I'm not scared to actually do something. This better fucking stop, and it better fucking stop soon. There's also this little Tumblr post, and again, this is Spencer's Tumblr. It was created 2 months after being reported missing. The history on this account shows she is most likely fabricating things. So overall, it's very interesting. This whole thing has gotten and taken a twist. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Spencer might be part of this whole scam that Mamamax is running, because at this point it doesn't really look like a scam. Again, I told you this in my last video when I read that account. Don't trust this woman. It's not wise to trust this woman, right? But, you know, again, only time will tell. Hasn't been looking particularly good for the victims or the survivors thus far. Like, never mind Max, you know, it's all but over for Max, but the survivors, yeah, it hasn't been looking too well for them either. Like, whatever they've said in that private general chat doesn't exactly help their case. Anyway, that's all I have for this little update. I'll see you guys in the next one whenever something happens of interest, but I just figured I'd point this out. Apologies for not having it out sooner. I've just been rather busy. Anyway, I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. And yeah, that's all I have to say with my 2 cents about it. Topics I'm going to talk about later are about Power World, the current state of Genshin, how my recent return to Star Rail has been, and yeah, other stuff, a bit more lighter topics and just regular discussions. So yeah, if there is any more information about this, I will maybe post an update video about more situation and try to give a more coherent, give a bit more coherency about it. Or if there are any critiques that you guys want to give me about the video of what I could do better, or if you guys want me to fix a source about the situation, as in, oh, I could have added this, or I could have elaborated more on that, I'd be happy to hear about your criticisms. So, I thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you have a day. And for the record, Spencer, Someordinarygamers' name is Muthahar. Not Muta or Muta, it's Muthahar. He even says it in his own videos every time he starts a video. Get your records straight. And get the facts straight too.